Hope you're all well. And so this series of classes in the month of May is going to be a little bit different. I will possibly, spend maybe 90% of the time in these classes channeling, right, in inverted commas, tapping into information from the universal mind as well as the energies of Mother Earth and the network of energies that are becoming more and more visible, um, and coming into much more obvious awareness for me personally. I mean, if you have read my story about how I got electrocuted, then maybe it will give you some idea, right? So this has been an interesting journey for me since the beginning of the year. I think I shared some of this with some of you already. Since the beginning of the year, I've had, interesting experiences where the animals really showed up for me, from two monkeys just outside my home, to two unusual birds, and all kinds of exotic birds, and they were always in pairs. There was once, there was a starling. There was a pair of beautiful starling just outside my window. They were resting on the ground, and they're huge, right? And they have these beautiful reflection. They're black birds, but they're beautiful reflection, from the feathers. And then there were, all kinds of like different, like two parrots, and then we have, had the bees coming into my home, and then recently I had a bird knocking at my window, right? So all of these, to me, birds have a huge significance with spirituality, and then being creatures of this earth, I see them as messengers from Mother Earth. So my meditations, for about a year now, there's been a very strong connection with the custodians of the earth, meaning that they are the ones who take care of the energies of the earth, and they have been around since Lemurian times. And so there's really powerful and strong energies. And so, it made me question and made me think a lot about what all these energies are about. So while, the bee sting for me was right in my heart chakra, and I knew that there was like a marking. I was being marked by Mother Earth for whatever reason. And this happened more than a year ago. So I've been watching out for all of these signs. And then of late, recently with the electrocution and surviving that, all sorts of things came through. I had to, there was a sense of emptiness, just wondering what is going on, and then it became clearer and clearer to me what was going on. And more and more information coming through, and I feel that this is more important than ever for me to share all of these, with as many people as possible, and so that we can take this information with us, and we can then work on healing ourselves. Now, those of you who are familiar, right? I mean, if you've been on the spiritual path for some time now, you would know that for, maybe thousands of years ago, our connection with the animal kingdom, with the plant kingdom, mineral kingdom, there was no division between these kingdoms. There was a lot of communication between these kingdoms, and there wasn't a very clear division. We cross over, we even cross species. We did all of that, and it was very easy communication, easy to connect. But then our separation from these kingdoms, right, became more and more, right? The division became wider and wider, and then we started to lose our connection with our spirituality. And so we thought that, with religion we would retain some of that, But again, as we now also realize that a lot of our religion has been contaminated, bastardized, and not in its pure form. But lucky for us, also, we have people, right, like you here. You continue to stay in touch with your spirituality, through your own practice in whatever shape and form. You stayed connected in your heart, and you knew that somehow, right, staying connected with that is the core, it's important. It allows you to understand, who you are as a spiritual being within the physical reality, in the physical world. And the separation between our soul self and our physical reality has been widened a lot in the past, from 2018 onwards, right up to today. So the division, the widening, the gap is becoming so huge, and for many people, they have already gone past the point of no return, and that's the reality. And what does that mean? That means that they are so out of touch with their spiritual self. They no longer are aware of their spiritual self, and perhaps the door isn't open for them